guys, my name is Elaine and today I will be teaching you how to effectively homeschool your preschoolers during this COVID-19 situation. Now you may be wondering, who am I and who am I to give you such advice? Not to worry, I'll put my LinkedIn profile in the description down below for you to refer to. Well, let's get started. Today I'll be talking about 4 learning domains, namely language and literacy, music and movements, discovery of the world, and numeracy. Now, because you're at home, we gotta get really creative. For music and movement, I usually will start with a warm-up song to get our core temperature up and to really just move our body a little bit. So normally I'll just go to YouTube and search for any fun, upbeat and engaging song to engage my children in. So for example, some songs that I'll play would be probably Dance and Free Song, the Action Song by the Singing Warriors, and so on and so forth. Really anything that is upbeat and really fun that your children can really move along to is great and awesome. Now that we have warmed up our bodies, we're going to proceed on to the main activity. Now, no matter what activity you're implementing, you just really want to engage your children as much as possible. So for example, today I want to teach about pulse, the beat of the music. I'm not going to just ask my children to clap, that's not going to be very fun. Instead, I'm going to give them instruments. Now you don't really need fanciful instruments, you don't have to purposely go and buy something from Daiso or Ikea or anything like that. Just, for example, I'm just going to use a tissue box and just 2 pens. And I already got a drum. Okay, so this is where you really want to engage your children in. You let them have a sense of what the drum is. Give them the opportunity to wander and play with it for a little bit first. And then when you go on to your main activity, maybe today I'm going to sing Blah Blah Black Sheep. So I can go like Blah Blah Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, yes sir, 3 black food. And I'm going to continue this, and then once I see that my child, or I can sense that my child is going to get really disengaged with me, I'm going to increase the pace or increase the pitch. So we're just going to do certain variation, but we're going to keep our objective right. We're still going to focus on the beat. So once I see my child getting a little bit fidgety and they're a little bit understimulated, I will be like, okay, let's make it a little bit faster. Blah blah black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 black food. And then make our pitch higher. Blah blah black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 black food. And so on and so forth. Now this is a really great way to engage your child, and it doesn't really take a lot of time or effort to plan these activities out. Okay, now let's move on to language and literacy. Storytelling and story dramatizations are a great way to engage your children. But bear in mind that storytelling and story reading is completely different. Storytelling, we're going to try to make these characters come as alive as possible. So we can do really simple things like finger puppets, or even just paper puppets will do fine. For your older children, you might want to let them dramatize the story and let them tell you their version of the story. One thing you can really do that is really easy is do a makeshift puppet theater. So over here behind me, I simply have a table, and I just wrap this table up with my blanket. And the children can just go behind the theater and do their own puppet shows. And this is a really great way to really engage your children and help them with their language and literacy skills. Now let's talk about numeracy. It is very important for you to know that children at this age in the preschool years need concrete example to grasp the concept of, for example, if you're teaching additions and subtractions. If you're going to tell your child 1 plus 1 equals to 2, they're not going to get it, because to them plus has no meaning to it at all. Instead, you might want to use words like add and take away. So give them concrete example, give them real life examples. For example, I have with me some pens. I'm going to teach my preschoolers how to do additions and subtractions. I could get them to count first. I have 1, 2, 3 pens. Now what will happen if I add 1 more pen? How many pens do I have now? Just let them count. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I have 3 pens, I add 1 more pen, I'll get 4 pens. And it's the same for subtractions. Instead of saying minus, we're going to use take away. Once again, I'm going to let my preschoolers count. How many pens do I have over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, now I have 5 pens. I'm gonna take away 2 pens. How many pens do I have now? 1, 2, 3. So 5 pens. Take away 2 gives you 3. Last but not least, we're going to go on to discovery of the world. Now, discovery of the world is usually fun in its own way because we humans are naturally curious creatures. So, information is all over the internet now, but we need to break them down for our younger children to understand. For example, today I want to teach my children why are leaves green. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a real leaf, and I'm going to give them the opportunity to just touch, feel, and give them the space to ask questions. Asking questions is a very important step in their development, but letting them discover and explore the answers to their questions is equally important as well. So I won't give them the answer straight away. If, for example, my child asks me, "Oh my, why is the leaf so green? Why is it so smooth?" I'm not gonna tell them the answer, "Oh, because it's like this, like this." No, I'm gonna prompt them. I'll ask them back, "Why do you think the leaf is green?" Let them think about it. Let them try to formalize like a reasoning in their head and let them tell you why they think the leaves are green. Now, some of the activities you think of may incorporate more than one learning domain. Take this activity for example. I want you to try and do this with your child. Take a bucket of water and a piece of paper. Now you're going to use this piece of paper and try and build a design of boat of anything, any boat that you wish. Brainstorm it with your child. For example, I built this boat. I'm going to just put my boat into the water. You realize that the boat is actually floating. Ding! Discovery of the world is unlocked. Now you're gonna take some pebbles or anything you can find at home, and you're gonna let your child start to count as you place them into your boat. So I have my pebble 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do you think is unlocked now? Numeracy. Yeah, because your child is actually learning how to count. And you can, if your child is really advanced, you can make them count all the way down to 20, 25 as much. And once you have enough weight onto your boat, right, you should be able to start to see your boat sink. My boat unfortunately did not sink because I did not put enough things inside to make the weight really heavy. But once your boat sinks, a discovery of the world is unlocked once again. So your child will learn what makes the boat float, what makes the boat sink. And they also learn numeracy because they did counting when you put your items in it. And lastly, they also learn art and creativity because you really brainstorm and decide which boat you want to design and build for this activity. To make this activity a little bit more fun, you can actually design a few more boats of different design and put them in, and you see which boat can actually tank the heaviest amount of weight or the most number of marbles if you have them. And this will be a really fun activity for your child to do. Or use COVID-19 as an opportunity to learn more about your child's needs and abilities and try to stimulate them with really engaging and creative activities. Stay safe, guys, and bye!